When the pandemic hit, I started thinking about environmental issues closer to home, and this is the flow from my backyard. So if you walk over here, it's all covered with overgrowth, but there's a creek under all this vegetation here. And everything that is in my backyard flows down to this hill and ends up in this creek. And you can tell there's like no water there right now, but just last week when we had a big rainstorm, the water swelled up out of this creek and ended up halfway up my backyard. It's a problem with E. coli even in our water, so it is an issue actually. I've had to get out here, every couple of months and pick up things that are washed down from upstream, from the roadways or from the streams that wash down this way, because all the plastic water bottles and cans and plastic bags. And so my family and I, we just get out here and try to take care of our little spot. And so the very first painting that I did in the flow from my backyard to the ocean is actually down at the bottom of this hill, which is where we're going to go next. So this is where I did my first painting, the flow from my backyard. And my house is a stone's throw up the hill that way. And everything washes down here and flows into Rock Creek. So this is part of Rock Creek. And Rock Creek flows eventually down into the Potomac. And so finding the spot where two parts of Rock Creek come together and there's waterfalls and dragonflies and just nature everywhere, and listening to the waterfalls while I'm painting has just been a magical place. And so the painting that I did, I wanted to call it Kengla Trials, and it actually sold. So I don't have the painting anymore, but I'm very happy that it sold to the person it did. It's this very special meaning behind the sale of that painting. And the buyer of the painting is calling it the Water of Stone. This spot, I have seen turtles and ducks, and as you can see, the creek flows from two separate creeks coming from the north and from the west, and it flows into one. And the trees and the rocks, it's called Rockville and Rock Creek and Rock Creek Park because there's a lot of rocks here, but there's also a ton of wildlife, very delicate ecosystems that we have to be so careful of, that we don't pollute and cause breakdown of plastic and litter and tread where we shouldn't tread. So it's a very delicate ecosystem that is just magically preserved here in Montgomery County, Maryland.